Hey, what is happening, everybody? I just wanted to show y'all a quick way to set up the MicroPython on y'all's board. So if you watched my last video, this screen should look pretty familiar right here. This was the client server application for the LED scroller panel that I did. It's part of a school project. Decided to use that to bring the channel back. Should ring a bell if you watched the other video. And a big point of that was this is an ESP32 microcontroller that we're hooked to that's on an S3 dev board. And out of the box, those are expecting C++ code, but I don't like C++. It's not very beginner friendly. So what we did is we flashed MicroPython onto the board and then used Thonny here to be able to view the serial data coming from the board, the files on it, and here's where we write our Python code, of course. So I figured I would walk y'all step by step how we can get that MicroPython installed on the board, and then y'all will be able to do this too. Y'all won't have to fool with the C++ if you don't want to. So first we're going to press the Windows key and X. We're going to go into our terminal. We don't need to go as an admin for this. We need to make sure of a few things first, though. We need to have Python installed. So let's just check for that. It's golden, as expected. If you don't have Python installed, go on and install it now. And make sure when you're installing it that you check the box to add to the path variable. Because if you don't add the Python to that path, then when you type it in your PowerShell or command prompt, either one, when you type it in here, it's gonna be like, I don't know what you're talking about, homie. I've never seen this man before. So now another important thing that we need, and if you've never done ESP32 programming, I guarantee that you do not have it because there's no reason that it would be installed. But we need something that's called the ESP toolchain. And what that is a way to flash things to the board, erase the board, check its memory. I'll actually show you a menu here in a second of all the things that can be done with that. And I'm not actually going to run this because I don't want to create any clutter or mess up what I have going on already. I don't want my variables all scattered or anything, or having like multiple versions of this. Well, I don't know. Screw it. ah. Okay, so y'all will see something similar to this, but y'all will probably see some. Oh, okay, yeah. Mine has a version update, so cool. We will go through this together, I reckon. How exciting! That's what I was talking about with the slider. Because we didn't go in as an admin, so maybe I misspoke. If you're gonna try to update this, I guess go into terminal PowerShell as an admin. So we make sure that we have the ESP tool installed. Ta-da, mine's there. It's just telling me that something has an update. Is that a version? Pip. Oh, shoot, we don't need to bother with that right now anyway. So pip is Python's package managing tool, and that's what you're using to install these other Python modules that we're using here. All right, so the next step, we've got the Python, we've got the ESP tool. Now we need to find where our ESP tool is actually connected. And by what I mean when I say that is we have multiple serial ports on our board, on our computer here, and we don't want to erase the wrong thing. That would not be good. So a quick way I like to do this is to just pull up all the COM devices. And you can run this code twice, once with your microcontroller plugged in, and once with it not plugged in. So mine's plugged in. Not many options, so it wouldn't be hard to guess anyway. Let's unplug it. And you don't have to retype that again. You can actually just hit the up arrow key. Okay, so I just unplugged it, ran it again. It was COM8. And I actually misspoke in my last video too. There's two USB connections on my microcontroller. And I stated that I use the COM port, and actually I'm using the USB port. If you flip the board over and look at the bottom, they're clearly listed. So yeah, ours is definitely on COM8. That's the one that we want to clear. And calling -m with Python here tells it to run it as a script instead of actually calling that .py file. It's a way to respect our environment setup here. You had to think about that for a second. That should be capital. And sometimes you can press tab and it will finish for you. Sometimes not so much. Like it's not working for me right now. Yeah, there we go. Oh, let's see. Possible. Oh, probably. Yeah, probably because it's running. It's actually running its software right now. So that would, I would imagine that yes, you can't flash it while it's running something. Oh God, what is that? Could not open. Oh, what are you doing? Access is denied. Let's close Thonny completely. So I think I was putting it into boot mode wrong, but I even run a trace to see if it was repeating data or not. We're gonna do that again. I believe it's in boot mode now. It is not, or is it? No. Oh, switch COM ports on me. That could be a problem as well, and I don't know why these boards do that sometimes, but that's why it's good to check. I didn't think it was supposed to have a space in it, but I guess we can. Oh, looky there, it's doing it. Alright, so what I done in my troubleshooting is I manually deleted all the files with Thonny, and it gives you a warning that there is no undoing that it's gone. Shoot, I should have run the trace this last time so y'all could see what is actually going to pop up. If it even would. It may not, because like I said, I manually deleted everything. So all it's doing is deleting the actual like Python bootloader code. And oh god, I hate to even open the software because I know it's going to cause a problem again. COM8 not found. Configure the bootloader, the interpreter again. Yes. Device is busy or does not respond. So make sure the device has suitable MicroPython. So there you go, right there. The flash worked. It's been reset to factory settings. Or, you know, if you were watching this to figure out how to install it, then, you know, anything you've done before has just been cleaned off. Don't have to worry about it being there anymore. Um, yeah, fresh start. Fresh starts are always good. If you run into all of these problems like I am, for one, make sure you're putting the board in bootloader mode the right way. And that's going to be different depending on what type of board you have. Me personally, on this S3, and this is how big of a difference it makes. This entire time, I was holding reset, pressing boot, releasing boot, and then releasing reset, and no, that is totally backwards. Hold the boot button, click reset, and then let go of the boot button. And that will put you in bootloader mode, which which we successfully got into here. I got it in bootloader mode right here, and then it changed the ports on me. So we run our thing again. Y'all see it went from 8 to 7. I don't know why it does that, but it does. So just be aware of that. Run your script code or run your command to figure out what it's called. Hate that you have to start over. But all right, now the good stuff. Um, you need to download MicroPython. And what I mean when I say that, I'll include the link for the one I have. But you need the binary file. And this is the ESP32 generic S3 for this board. So you need the binary file. And it may try to get you to download another type of file, but that's not going to work. Now you can download an exe file, and there's an installer tool. I actually showed that briefly for a second in my last video. But if you do it like this, we know for sure. I have erased my address for copy and pasting, so I'll show y'all the quick way of doing this. You're in Windows, not Linux. So use Windows to your benefit. Go to where you have that file downloaded. Right click on it and copy as path. Now come back into your command prompt here, and it doesn't matter where we are in command because these are all like environmental things. You know, it doesn't have to be in a specific resource per se. Like if you've ever used console, you know you can like you list your directories, and then you can say, well, we need to go into documents. So, oh well, yeah, and then well, let's go into my games. Like, yeah, no, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I'm gonna go back here just for argument's sake. Um, okay, I'm stalling. Hopefully, this will not cause an issue this time. I think I put the dash in. I could go up and look, but I just created a bunch of clutter, so we won't. Hopefully, we're still on. Yes, that should have space. COM7. And this time, instead of erasing the flash, we want to write a flash. Oh, shoot. I need to. But that's going to cause a problem. Get Thonny closed, because if not, this port's going to give you issues and say it's busy, and we're going to have to go through a whole bunch more troubleshooting that we don't want to. Worst case, this gives me a problem. I'm going to put it back in bootloader mode now that we are refreshed on what we're doing. And you can add -z in here, and what that will do is compress this file before we send it. The 0xO, that tells it to start at the very beginning of the ESP32's memory. That way we're not taking up additional space for nothing. And then address. Um, Probably tell me it wants me to why did I type that? Okay. Do, 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 do. Do programming, they said. It'll be fun, they said. All right. So now we're flashing that binary file to the board, and this will allow the Python to be utilized instead of C++. And I will show y'all in Thonny here in a minute where that was successful. So now let's go to. Actually, I bet I probably will have to reset my board. We'll see. Interpreter. Stocom 7. Oh no, I bet I can. Yeah. The device is busy. Let me hit the reset button on this little guy. Just the reset. We don't want to put it in bootloader mode again. Probably just change ports again. It did. It changed back to 8. Ooh. Yeah. Hey, looky there. MicroPython on. Oh, that's the version that was released. I'd say that is not today's date. Generic ESP32s3 module. Type help for more information. And then here's our boot PY. So I mentioned this in the other video. This is kind of what you get. And then if we wanted to confirm that that was working, take our main PY right here, run the current script. Oh yeah, I guess we can import things that don't exist. Oh nope, that's not it. Yeah. And from the other project I mentioned that one could be found on GitHub. Make sure you put .py on there or it's not going to work. So flash that there. Can try running this again. Which is not actually going to connect to the network because before I made the last video, I changed, I took my SSID and my password out, so yeah, the Wi-Fi failed. But that's fine. How do we... Oh, yeah. Yeah, to get this main PY on the board, it's a good thing about Thonny. You don't have to use console to flash your new builds and stuff. It's mainly for doing the ESP tool stuff, like hard resets or some other troubleshooting things. Oh, gosh. Rest in peace, headphone users. So tell us save as. We want to save it to the MicroPython device. And let's call that main.py. And there you go. The board has been reset up for MicroPython from a fresh start. Thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to build my subscribers up, and hopefully we can do some really awesome videos in the future. I would love to get as many people as possible interested in programming and electronics because I believe it's going to be a necessary skill going forward, the way that we're all evolving as a species and whatnot. But again, thank y'all for y'all's time. Hope y'all enjoyed the video.